We were a homeschooled family, and I think that part of that, it started out because my mom really wanted to give us a tailored education. She wanted to be able to teach us the Bible and pray with us. But ultimately, because my dad was abusive, it also provided isolation. Through all this time, there was always, exposure to pornography, sexual harassment, perverse comments that you never want to hear a father say to his daughter. So, it was strange. On the one hand, I felt very loved because we had a home where I felt that, I was being taught the Bible and I was being prayed with. But on the other hand, there was this very dark side. So it was very confusing. But at some point, I realized that this man in my life, my biological father, as I sometimes call him, was a stranger. And he was not a godly person, and he was dangerous. And so, I prayed. I stayed up one night when I was probably about 11, 12 years old, and I asked God to be my daddy. We had heard a sermon where our pastor explained that Abba means daddy. And so I asked God to be my real daddy and to fill those shoes, even though he's not physically here, to make me feel so strongly that I was loved, that I would be able to survive my teenage years. As I kind of came to terms with the fact that my dad didn't love me, I was devastated and I became seriously suicidal. And I actually planned and prepared to take my life. And I wept, and I remember telling God, "You said, blessed are those who weep." Well, I'm weeping. And a voice just came into my head that said, "I will never leave you or forsake you." And that's where we got the title of the book, Not Forsaken. And that was a pinnacle moment in my faith, because I felt like God was willing to tear through the curtain of my depression and my fear and my insecurity and reassure me that He loves me. If you have been abused, or if you're being abused by someone in the church, by someone who calls themselves a Christian, I want to encourage you not to lay the blame for their sin on God. Look to Jesus, because I have found that in Him, we are loved. We are never let down. And no matter how we may feel, we are not forsaken.